Warning: this video contains fast-moving images and bright flashing lights that could affect photosensitive viewers. If you haven't already, I suggest you watch part 1 of this devlog before you watch this part, because there I explain what this game is about, but I'm going to assume that everyone watching here has already watched this. So while this time-lapse is going on, I'm going to explain how the armor and weapon system is going to work. I'm going to make an item class that will have armor, helmets, swords, and shields. I'm also going to have ID numbers, meshes, materials, as well as the different stats. And then I'll be able to have a separate script to be able to change those items in the game. So here I created this low poly armor, which was just the mesh that I used to make it, but it was unsubdivided. I forgot to import the bones in it at first, and I didn't know why it wasn't working, but I eventually figured it out. For now, though, I just used this sort of kind of placeholder, kind of looks like armor here. And then I added a reflection probe, and I set the mode to real time, so it would actually look like the armor is reflecting what's around it, which I think looks really nice. I then figured out that I had to import the armor mesh with the bones for it to actually work. And then here is the result of that. I then wrote a super simple item class that inherits from the scriptable object. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. I don't really know what it is either, but I believe it works well for this. I then made 3 different types of metal materials, one for fire, one for ice, and one for electric. My idea behind this is that it's going to be a sort of rock, paper, scissors, where there will be a normal type, and then fire, ice, and electric. Here's the fire material I made, then the ice material, and finally the electric material. I think these look pretty cool. With this item class, I'm able to take the data from the items I made, and now I can change them in real time in the game, which will allow for super easy item switching. Now that I have the logic done for the armor and the helmet, I want to make some models for swords and shields. So I made a pretty simple sword model. I also made a long version of this same sword, which I thought was going to be comically long, but it actually turned out to be pretty normal size. So I'll have to make a comically long sword at some point for that. After that, I made a very simple shield, which I struggled with for a little while, but ultimately I just landed on this for now. I then made a long version of the sword, as I mentioned earlier. I then created a second shield model, and then I put all of these into the game. Side note, I know that the frog right now is holding the shield incorrectly. I do eventually fix that, but I wanted to address it now because that is not how you would hold a shield, as I realized as I was doing attack animations, which I will go into in a future episode. I will also go into how I made this water shader and miscellaneous stuff like that. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also consider hitting the like button.